Hello, everyone. Welcome to this video. Today with us we have Mr. Vinod Sudhindra. We've done a couple other videos with him on real estate, on Dubai market, on how to generate passive income for yourself. And today, what we're going to learn is how to choose the right investment property for yourself. Maybe it could depend on your objective, but then still how can you choose the right one? Mr. Vinod is going to spill some beans for us. So stay hooked with us and watch till the very end. Hi, Vinod. How are you doing?
I'm good, Manish. How are you?
I'm doing. Thank you so much for asking. Right, let's get started. Tell me one thing. Why is it important to choose the right property? Because I think if you are in real estate market, I have seen that any property that you choose for it never drops in value over a longer period of time. So why do you say that choosing a right property is very important?
Yeah, I mean, not all properties are same, right? Not all investments are same. So, I mean, it goes with any investment, right? I mean, you can't just close your eyes and put money into any share and expect it to grow.
Mm-hmm.
Likewise, you can't put your money closely, blindly, and into any property and expect it to grow.
Okay.
There are certain dynamics that come into play. There are certain aspects that come into play, and only when all of that is kept in mind and all of that is considered
Mm-hmm.
is when your real estate investment does well,
Okay.
right? So yeah, so yes, so there is a formula. There is a formula that you need to apply,
Okay.
and if you apply that formula well, then yes,
Okay.
that's going to.
Tell me all about it. What's the formula?
Yeah, so it's simple, right? I mean, everybody knows each of these elements that we're going to talk about, but what I'm going to talk about is how you can put all of this at once, how you can look at all of these elements to make it a better investment. So I always believe five things, five aspects make any real estate investment a winning proposition: the city,
Okay.
the location, the
Okay.
developer, the project, and the unit.
Okay. So you said the city,
Location,
the location in the city,
yes.
and then the developer that I'm going forward with. Then you said the project, right? The
Yes,
project and the unit.
and the unit, right? Five
Okay.
things, remember.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Interesting basket of choices. Okay.
yes. So, of course, start with the city, right? So, you got to choose a city. I mean, today, if you see earlier investors were comfortable investing in their city that they stay in,
Right.
right? Investing in other cities were not really a accepted thing. I mean,
Right.
it started only, I can say, a decade or two back, and
Yeah.
particularly Dubai leading the way in that.
Yeah.
Other places like, I mean, even London. I mean, London also started this whole thing where expats used to invest in London properties,
Yeah.
and even New York and so on and so forth. Monaco, these are all hotspot real estate hotspots,
True.
right? So when you're investing, of course, you need to see which city you're investing in, because today, as an investor, you have access to the entire global market.
Yeah.
Why would you want to stick to the city where you're going to
True.
residing in? Because, of course, if it is for self use, you got to look at city where you're going to reside, and you're
Residing.
going
Yeah.
to you will have to invest there. But if it is an investment property, it does not matter. End
Yeah.
of the day, the returns have to be far greater than the other places. So that should be a criteria. So to that extent, yes, city plays a very, very important role. You got to see what is the kind of future the city holds.
Okay.
What is the kind of government plans that are there for that particular city from the government, from
Okay.
the federal government, right? And then what's the kind of opportunities that are being created, in that particular place? Are people really excited to move to that place?
True.
Right, so that's where I personally, I mean, of course, I sell Dubai real estate, and I may talk about that, but uh, not just because I sell Dubai real estate. You can go and talk to anybody, in any part of the world. There are going to be quite a number of people who are excited to make a transition to the city. Of course,
Mm-hmm.
there are always people who may have different opinion, and they may be not be as excited about the city, but I'm talking about vast majority of people, because I'm speaking to a lot of my friends back in India, and when I speak to them, most of them are excited. Most of them are in different stages of looking for some opportunity or the other because all of my friends are in my age group. They can't just pack their bags and leave because they have
True.
to see many other factors. But most of them are really looking forward to making this city their home, if a right opportunity presents itself.
Okay.
Right. So that's what I would say. Yes, if you choose the right city, then uh, a part of the job is done, because the momentum that the city has
Yeah.
will ensure that your property values are going up.
So true. So true. I think I read something a couple of years back which said that whenever you're investing or whenever you are, taking a choice for your career, or, you're choosing a profession or a business or something, always flow with the tide, right? The macro level tide, like the government or the area, or, the energy, or the whole tide of a country or a city
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
flowing
Where
in.
where the investments are flowing, where people
Exactly.
are gravitating towards.
Exactly.
So
Big
that
money, where the big money is, and you follow that. Interesting.
absolutely.
So you said the city makes sense, a lot of sense. So okay, now you're saying that if you choose the right city, you are going to be doing very good, right? If you invest in that city. But then why does a location matter? Because if I've chosen the right city, ideally any property that I purchase in that particular city should be doing good for myself, right? Why the location matters a lot.
I think this is where, as I said, no. So not all properties are equal. Not all locations are equal. So even when we present the yearly data,
Mm-hmm.
the property appreciation figures, the what we present is average.
Okay.
If I say Dubai has grown on an average by 25%, for
Yeah.
example, so we're talking about properties that have appreciated far higher than 25%,
And
properties that have
lower is
appreciated lower than 25% as well.
true.
Now, what makes a certain area go ahead of the others? Right. So there are many factors. Right. So one is the proximity of that location to many places. It could be a proximity of that location to workplace, proximity
Mm-hmm.
of that location to maybe a school, hospital,
Public transport.
public transport,
Right.
all of these elements. So
Okay.
proximity plays a very, very important role.
Okay.
Right. Number two, the kind of uh, infrastructure that's available,
Okay.
right, in that particular place. So because today people are looking at little bit more than our previous generation. Like if you look at our parents, for them it was just about going to work, coming back, and taking care of children.
Yeah.
But today it's not like that,
Yeah.
right? So if you and me want certain recreational activities, we want to play, maybe a badminton, maybe a paddle once we come back from work. We want something on the weekend, we want to go to a place which is relaxing,
Yes.
because the work has become stressful. So people are also looking at more and more options for winding down, more and more options for relaxing and all that. So the location should have amenities, or location should have the infrastructure to help people live a very healthy life, active life, right? There
Okay.
should be jogging tracks, there should be cycling tracks, there should be play areas both for children and for adults. All of these are going to matter. And the
Okay.
last thing, of course, is the vibe.
Mm-hmm.
Certain locations have that vibe,
Yeah.
and this vibe is created by the kind of activities that have taken place in that particular location, and
The
that's something.
liveliness of that location.
Yeah,
Yeah.
liveliness of that location, and you can't create that overnight,
True.
right? You can't create that overnight just
True.
because one location has the vibe. You can say I'll replicate. You can replicate everything else.
Yeah.
You can have same infrastructure, you can have same amenities, you can even put all the public infrastructure, everything,
Yeah.
but it is the vibe that you can't copy,
True.
right? So it is there. So hence, if you're an investor who's looking at investment, you should look at locations that have the vibe,
Right.
that have the proximity,
Okay.
that have something to offer to its residents,
Okay.
and that location is going to do very well
Do very
compared
well.
to the others.
All right. So you said the location. I have chosen the right city. I've chosen the right location. If I know that the location is very good with the kind of infrastructure, the kind of proximities and everything, any developer I go with should be okay, right? Why choose the right developer or the right project? I mean, how is it going to make a difference?
Yeah. So, I mean, developer, of course, plays a very important role, because it is a developer who's going to convert the dream into reality, right? Real estate project is a dream, right? I mean, you just dream something on
Yeah.
a barren land. I
True,
mean,
true. It's a vision. Yeah,
it's
yeah.
a vision,
Yeah.
right? So the biggest example is our ruler.
Yeah.
The kind of vision he has for the city,
Yeah.
and eventually the way he's brought all his vision into action
Yeah.
is commendable.
True.
Similar way, when a builder is going to take up a project, it's a phenomenal job of converting that dream into reality, and not everybody will do same job, right? So if you go with a developer who has attention to detail,
Yeah.
who has focus on quality, who
Right.
has good track record of completion,
Yeah.
you're going to have less stress, right? So because
Yeah.
as much as we say there are rules, there are regulations to control and all that, there are always aspects that are there, which there are loopholes that are there, which developers can use to delay or give a product that is not really
Up to the mark.
go up to the mark, no,
Yeah.
maybe substandard, etc. So hence choosing a developer who would so I'm not saying you should always go with only top developers. There are some very good boutique developers,
Okay.
right? So when I say developer, I don't necessarily mean you should go with only the top 3 developers. No.
Okay.
Sometimes there are developers who are not even in the top 10
Okay.
but are doing wonderful job when it
Okay.
comes to converting a project from dream to reality. So
Understood.
it's not about the numbers alone here,
Okay.
but it's about seeing, feeling, and sensing, in terms of whether this developer has the ability to make this project, convert this house into reality in a
Okay.
way that I'm going to enjoy it, in a
Okay.
way that I'm not going to have the hassle,
Okay.
right? That's going to be very, very crucial.
Okay.
And within the same developer too, there are multiple projects.
Yeah.
And again, here I would say projects, I mean, here is where an important element would come in, that every project probably of a particular developer may be good in its own way,
Yeah.
but every project may not be suitable for my need,
What your objective is.
what the objective
Okay.
is. So here is where you need to, as an investor, understand what is your objective,
Uh-huh.
because your objective should drive the choice of project. For example, what are the different objectives that people have? One is, of course, self-use, right?
Yeah.
If it is self-use, you are very clear. I want to live in a villa.
Yeah.
I want to live in a townhouse, or I want to live in an apartment.
Yeah, that's easy,
It can
yeah.
be anything. It's easy.
Yeah.
And I want to live in this location because it's close to the school or university or
My
my
workplace
workplace
or
or whatever.
whatever.
It's
Yeah.
very easy. I mean, anybody would obviously choose a project which is suitable for them. But it becomes tricky when you're an investor.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard a lot of people say, oh, how does it matter? It's for investment. I say, it of course matters. Because as an investor, you could have broadly 2 objectives. One is capital appreciation, the other one is rental yields.
Yes.
Right? Now, depending on what is your primary objective, of
Yeah.
course, every project will give you capital appreciation, every project will give you rental
Rental
yields.
yields as well. Yeah.
It gives you both.
Yeah.
But some projects give better capital appreciation and probably moderate rental yields, and some projects will give you great rental yields but a moderate
Lower.
capital appreciation.
Understood.
So it all depends on what's your primary objective. If your
Right.
primary objective is capital appreciation, then you got to choose projects.
Mm-hmm.
You got to choose types of houses that are going to help you do that. Whereas if your objective is rental yield, then you should choose that. So hence project plays a very, very important role, and your investment objective
Yeah.
plays an important role in choosing that project.
Okay. With the unit, I agree with you 110%. The kind of the size of the unit and the view from the unit is very much important, and that plays a very big role in giving a good rental yield or a very good capital appreciation also. So yeah, I'm with you on that.
Yeah. I mean, not just that, right? I mean, the view, the floors, everybody is aware of.
Yeah.
They will all look at that. But apart from the views and the floor, there are many other factors
Yeah.
that you need to look in a unit.
Okay.
So, for example, what is a floor plan itself?
Oh yes.
Yeah. So there are sometimes you see a floor plan. I mean, on the surface it appears it's a 2-bedroom house. So what's wrong,
Yeah.
right? So, but every 2-bedroom house is not the same,
Yes.
right? So what's the floor plan? And this is where I always say, even if you're an investor,
Yes.
think like an end user.
100% agree.
Yeah,
with you.
because end of the day, as an investor, if you want to make money, you got to change hands with the end user.
True.
Right? That's when you will make maximum money. Of course, you can sell it to another investor, no doubt. But
Yes.
that investor is going to buy only if it is maybe a distressed deal or a good deal available in the market, so-called quote unquote good deal.
It's true.
Whereas if you're an end user, you may shell slightly more than
Yes.
what the market says, because you like that property. You want
Yes.
to live in it. I've
Yes.
seen many of my friends, do that, where they bought a property, they know, I know it's slightly more than the market, but just that is pe dil aa gaya, I just fell in love with it.
Yeah.
So because of that, I paid slightly more than the
More
market.
than the market. Yeah.
So as an investor, when you change hands with the end user, you're always going to make better money than changing hands with
With another
another
investor.
investor.
True.
So hence, while buying the unit, you should always look at whether this floor plan is going to appeal to an end user.
Yeah.
I've seen certain houses where there is something called as kitchen, but it's actually not a kitchen. It's just some cabinet stuck on the wall and they're calling it kitchen.
Kitchen. Yeah.
Right. So now, I mean, of course, again, it depends on the context, right? Somebody who may not be into so much cooking and who may be eating out may like that. But if there are families that are going to cook regularly, cook every day, and the lady of the house will never approve that kind of a floor plan.
True.
Right. So it depends on that. So it depends on the size of the bedrooms. Recently I had a case where one of my customer, wanted to buy the property, but for them the size of the bedroom was a deal breaker. They said, you know what, I'm willing to pay the price.
Yeah.
I'm willing to wait for the handover.
Yeah.
But I'm absolutely not comfortable with the sizes of the bedroom.
Yeah.
Right. So this is not something that I can imagine myself living in.
Yeah.
Right. So there are those, well, some other people may be okay with that. They may say, yeah, we are happy with it. So you got to see what's the majority view going to be for this particular floor plan. So you got to, little bit think from your heart and say that, would I live in such a place?
Yeah.
Would I be wanting to buy such a place? Would I be wanting to rent such a place?
Such a place. Yes.
Right. If the answer is yes, then that's a good property to invest in. Right. So yeah, I mean, it is important that all these boxes need to be ticked. And that's where the role of a broker comes, right?
Yes.
I mean, if you have a broker who's not helping you in all these things, then of course you got to change your broker. So I mean, genuinely, I'm saying that's the role of we as brokers, because this is where we need to educate our customers in terms of course they would know the city, they are all here, but right from the second point, location, developer, project.
Yes.
Because the due diligence, I mean, in our case, the kind of due diligence we do with each developer, the kind of tough questions we ask with developers,
Yes.
the kind of digging in we do from the available data in the internet, we have to make certain decision on whether, yes, is this project from this developer, am I comfortable pitching this?
True.
The answer should be yes first from your side.
Yes.
If you believe it's a good investment, as a broker, if you think that I would put my money in this, then that only those kind of units you should offer to your customers. Not just something is available.
True.
And of course, unit in Dubai is a very, very tricky thing.
Yeah.
Right. So units that are available are not desirable. That are desirable are not available. That's why we always tell our investors, if there is certain project that you like, if there is certain location, developer that you like, get in line much earlier, right? And wait for the right unit to emerge, maybe in a new launch. That's where an off-plan investment comes in very handy, because if you're really in the right time for an off-plan project, you will be able to pick and choose your investment.
True.
And that can go a long way in
True.
making sure that you have a right investment.
That makes sense. So the winning formula: city, location, the developer, the project, and the unit. Interesting. I will keep this in mind.
All these 5 elements need to come together
as one.
and that makes a strong investment.
True.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for doing this with us. Thank you so much for giving us the secret to this investment strategy. And you, on the other hand, now you make an investment plan out of these 5 objectives, and comment down below how your objective has turned out to be with these 5 strategies. And also, if you have an agent with yourself, discuss these 5 things with them and see what he tells you. See what answers he gives you, and comment down below on whether it was a very good agent or he wasn't able to answer anything. On the other hand, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to our channel, like this video, and share it with everyone who may need it. I'll see you in the next one. Thank you.